Coach B, rocking out this evening, kind of hanging out in the gym all by myself. Just finished working out, feeling pretty pumped. But hey, I'm wanting to like come at you guys with something that's kind of like it's been on my mind for just a little bit, and it's about like making mistakes. I'm pretty guilty of making mistakes a lot. Um, But somebody dropped a news bomb on me just very recently about making mistakes, and then kind of how like everybody doesn't necessarily like own up to those mistakes. So I'm the first to admit I make lots of mistakes, epic mistakes, like kind of like all the time. But the cool thing is we all make mistakes, and then kind of owning up to those things is the tough part. And it can be tempting to blame our failures on external things that we just physically couldn't control. um, and we do that a lot. And the problem that comes with that is, there's nothing really to be learned from or to gain from kind of blaming whatever the case may be. That thing that may have been in our control or not necessarily in our control. But a lot of times, at least for me, I've caught myself doing this time and time again. But I didn't really take responsibility for that action that I either did do or did not do. And I missed the opportunity to learn from that mistake that I made. And what I'm starting to see is every time I make mistakes, I need to take that opportunity to learn from it, to take ownership of the mistake that I made and chalk it up as a learning experience so that I don't make that same mistake moving forward. So if I can recognize the mistake that I made, then I more than likely will not make that same mistake again. And that's going to make like the learning curve so much easier if I'm going to own what I did or didn't do that I either should have done or should not have done. I can own that thing, chalk it up as a learning experience, recognize where I could have done better or where it fell apart. Because none of us can ever get life right the first time. Most of us, we're going to make mistake after mistake after mistake. But the big thing that we want to try to do is learn from these mistakes so that we can minimize the times that we make those same mistakes and learn from them. So me being in the military, that's kind of like the big thing is just run, execute, run, execute, run, execute till you kind of get it right. And it takes time after time after time after time before we actually kind of get it right. So me being like a gym owner or a dad or all the things that I try to do well in my life, I try to put all my energy and my focus on that thing that I'm doing. And I'm very easily distracted because I've got so many different things going on in my life. And I have caught myself using those distractions as an excuse to why I didn't do something or didn't get something done. And I'm realizing very quickly that that didn't help the situation or didn't change anything. So my focus for next week is I'm going to, for the remainder of this week, I'm going to pay large amounts of attention to the things that I do and the things that fail and why they failed and how can I keep them from failing again, or what could have I done different to had a better outcome, whether it's in the gym, outside of the gym, with my kids, with anything that I'm doing. What failed? How did it fail? What can I learn from that? And how can I move forward? And basically, I'm just asking myself a simple question. What could I have done better? Maybe it was time management. Maybe it was better planning. Maybe it was better execution of the planning or whatever. I mean, this could apply to anything that you guys are doing. For me, I think it's a lot of time management because I have so many things that I have to get done each and every day, both inside the gym and kind of outside the gym. I've got to be very diligent with my time. So I want to ask myself, what could have I done better with my time or with the plan that I was going to execute? And this may work or this may not work for each and every different aspect of whatever it is that I'm focusing on or that I'm trying to do. But I do know that the first step is going to be identify the things that I could have done better. Identify how could I have done them differently or more proactively or done them better. And then what could I have done or who could I have asked to help me? I think a lot of times, especially for me, there are people in my life that want to help, and I have just not simply asked for help. There are people who can do things way better than I can that are wanting to do something, and I just didn't ask for guidance or direction or help. So I'm pretty excited about what's coming tomorrow with the final week of the Open. I'm pretty excited about this weekend of getting us all together. And these Saturdays have been pretty epic. I've had quite a few conversations here in the gym, about things that didn't go well with kind of the planning of these things and the execution of them, but things that have went very, very, very well. So there's always room for improvement, no matter what we're working on in our life. But I want to focus on the positives, and maybe there is a big negative. Maybe I didn't put enough thought process into how I split the teams up or how the points may be scored or whatever the case may be. It being the first time through, there's always going to be bumps. But with anything in life that we do, there's always going to be something that we can reflect on and I should have said this, or I should have done this, or I could have done this. And we can what if those situations to death, or we can learn from it, and then next time that same situation or similar situation presents itself, there could be that aha light bulb moment of like, hey, I kind of remember a similar situation. This was the outcome, and here's kind of what I could have done last time, and I'm going to apply that to what I'm going to do this time. So, hope everybody's having a great week. Looking forward to final week of the Open, seeing what kind of shenanigans they may throw at us, and excited to see all the different costumes of the teams that's getting pretty into this and participating. And hey, let's rock it. Coach B, peace out.